Friends of Christopher Hanson are grieving after he passed away early this morning. He was known to many in Fargo-Moorhead as a prolific artist, playing in dozens of bands and forming lasting friendships with his fellow musician. WDAY News reporter Mike McGurran has been visiting with Chris's friends over the last few days and learned that it wasn't just music he brought his heart and soul to. It was all aspects of his life.
The FM Kicks band performance at the TAC music venue in Dilworth Saturday night began on a somber note.
If the band feels a little bit off tonight, we lost one of our musicians on Wednesday night.
Tim Johnson of the FM Kicks is talking about Christopher Hanson. Chris suffered a massive stroke on Wednesday night. He passed away early Sunday morning. Chris was a highly respected musician and a man of faith. He directed the music at Faith United Methodist Church in Fargo and served in the National Guard for 22 years before retiring in 2017. It's a devastating loss for his friends and family and for the entire musician community in Fargo-Moorhead.
Chris was really a servant in every aspect of his life. His military service, his service to his church, his service to his bandmates.
Ed Schwind was one of Chris's friends, one of many. He was the best man at his wedding, and they collaborated musically in a number of bands. Chris even helped reintroduce Ed to his wife.
I lived with Chris in college, and when he was going to drill, I said, "Hey, tell that cute girl up there that I said hi," and she ultimately became my wife.
He describes Chris as a remarkably talented musician and an even better friend.
Everybody just loves Chris. I don't think you could find somebody that says, "Nah, I didn't really like him."
James Landman met Chris in college, and they've been friends ever since. He says he was a natural leader amongst musicians.
There wasn't often a time where I performed with him where he wasn't the person that knew the music the best. And he was usually the glue.
Those qualities weren't just found in his musicianship. They were fundamental to the kind of man he was.
His giant heart that he had in every conversation also carried over into his music.
Although it's been a challenging few days for James, Ed, and countless other friends and family members of Chris, a small consolation is a final generous act from Chris, a chance of life for others.
Yeah, everybody's been saying how this last act of his, being an organ donor, is totally consistent with who he is as a person, who he was in his life. He's the same in his death, in giving.
At the FM Kicks concert, Ed took the stage to say a few words before the second half of their performance and bid farewell to his friend. In just a few hours, he was scheduled for his organ donation surgery.
So at midnight tonight, I'll be walking down to the operating room with his wife to say goodbye to my friend.
An unimaginable loss. But what better way to pay tribute to a man who lived a life full of friendship, fun, and music. Mike McGurran, WDAY News.
Schwind is raising money via Venmo to help Chris's wife, Sarah, with funeral and health care expenses. They've raised more than $20,000 so far. If you want to help make a donation, you can find Ed's account at the link below.